I'll be briefly explaining the respiratory system. The respiratory system is the exchange of gases. Oxygen goes into the body and carbon dioxide come out of the body. The structures that form the respiratory system, we have the nose, the nasal cavity, pharynx, trachea and lungs. The nose is the entry point for air. It filters, warm and moisten the air we breathe. The nasal cavity further filter, warms and humidify the air. It also contains tiny hair-like structures which are called cilia and mucus that trap dust and germs. The pharynx, which is known as the throat, is a passage that connects the nasal cavity and the mouth to the larynx, which is the voice box, and esophagus, which is the food pipe. The pharynx has three parts: the nasopharynx, oropharynx, and laryngopharynx. The trachea. The trachea is also known as the windpipe. It's a strong tube made of cartilage ring. It carries air from the larynx down to the lungs. The trachea is made of three layers: the fibrous layer, which is made of fibrous tissue, the muscular layer, which is made of smooth membrane, and the mucosal layer, which is made of goblet cells and nerve cells. The trachea allows gases to enter in and out of the body. The lungs. The lungs is also one of the respiratory structures that are found within the thoracic cavity, and there are two lungs. The lungs is cone-shaped in nature. We have the right lung, which is divided into three lobes: superior, middle, and inferior lobes, and the left lungs, which is divided into two lobes: superior and inferior lobe. Each of the lungs are covered by a membrane called pleura. We have the parental pleura and the visceral pleura. The parental is the outermost part, while the viscera is the innermost part. Within the parental and the visceral pleura, there is a space called pleural space. The lungs has three surfaces: the diaphragmatic surface, the medial surface, and the intercostal surface. The lungs within the medial surface is a depression called ileum. This ileum accommodates the pulmonary bronchi, the pulmonary artery, and the pulmonary vein. Pulmonary bronchi supply the lungs with gases. Pulmonary artery brings the oxygenated blood to respiration, and pulmonary vein takes oxygenated blood back. What divides the right lung into superior and middle lobe is called the horizontal fissure. The one that divides the left lung into middle lobe from the inferior lobe is called the oblique. The left lung has a depression at the medial surface called cardiac lung, where the heart is. And the pleural space prevents the parental and the visceral pleura from coming together. So that's for the respiratory system. In my next video, I'm going to talk about the tracheobronchial tree. So if this video was helpful to you, please follow, like, and